Scholars, welcome back to the counselor's office. We're talking about Marathon. As you can see, I just got done streaming. I played Marathon for 5 hours and 52 minutes. This is just my first impressions. This isn't like a brutally honest review or brutally honest impressions overall. I'm still digesting things. But here's my first impressions of Marathon. And I've said this before, and I will say it again. By the way, people think that because it's Bungie, I immediately just hate Marathon. That's not true. Like Destiny, I have issues with Destiny as a franchise because of Bungie, but I love Destiny as a franchise. I have no stock in Marathon. I've never played any of the previous versions. So when people say that it doesn't feel like the OG Marathons at all, that has no bearing on my judgment of whether the game is good or not. I have Arc Raiders. I have Tarkov. I have played multiple extraction shooters. And as you can clearly tell by the gameplay, by the way, I did play the playtest, and luckily I was able to talk a little bit during stream about my experience of the playtest. So I understood, and just to be clear, from the alpha to the beta, there wasn't significantly anything different in what I noticed. Nothing noticeable for me, at least. Unless they changed values and damage numbers. Outside of that, I did not see any difference. So I'm just going to put that out there. I did play the play test, and I'm going to tell you, I will not be spending $40 to buy this game. Just going to put that out there right off the rip. This did not convince me to change my mind. I do not like the art style. I do not like the weird Roblox weapons. In fact, it was very jarring. But I could get over it. I could get over the Roblox vibe, the Lego vibe. I can get over the weird color patterns. Like, it just wasn't for me in that regard. The gunplay is very Bungie gameplay. And personally, I've grown out of favor of thinking that Bungie's gameplay is unique and special. In my opinion, the industry has evolved and has brought its game up. It competes with Bungie gameplay. However, Marathon holds good gameplay. It does at times feel clunky. The movement feels like you're running in mud. It feels really fucking bad. Like, I would say the movement just out of all, like, it feels like it wants to have Destiny movement, but then it doesn't. I'm trying to choose my next train of thought. Let's just make some comparisons, just as things that I experienced. When I played the beta, or not the beta, the alpha, before I played the beta, I played Rook, which Rook is kind of like a scav from Tarkov, right? I jumped in, I would Rook, and I would just go and try to get in PvP. I did not interact with a lot of the challenges and all the schloot and all the other miscellaneous things. I just didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I just wanted to see gunplay and interact in that way. I started solo, and I actively tried playing this game and trying to be successful, like successfully extract solo. Solo is awful. It is not tuned. In fact, solo, to my acknowledgement, the alpha, you could solo, but you would go against trios. They changed it to where you could go solo and everyone else is solo. The game itself is catered to trios versus trios. It feels awful. In fact, Tarkov you do go against like trios. Like it throws you in. You can do scav runs like Rook, and that's what it is for Tarkov's scav. You can go solo. Arc Raiders, you can go solo. Marathon is very punishing. Now, if you want a true blue hardcore, in my opinion, this competes with Tarkov in the solo world. Except it's more unforgiving because everyone has fucking overshields, and your overshield is awful unless you get upgrades, in which case 90% of the time you're not going to have an overshield unless you've upgraded your factions, which really feels really bad. Like, the early game of leveling feels awful solo. It just doesn't feel good at all. MO. Well, we'll talk about the other situation. Just solo versus trios. Trios. When you play trios, it's very noticeable. You can heal yourself. Like, you can heal your teammates. You can revive your... In fact, I completely forgot that before Bungie did changes, Marathon was Weenie Hut Jr. of extraction shooters. Like, everyone was easily rezzed, and it's still kind of that way. It's still Weenie Hut Jr. on the revives. As long as you have a teammate that lives, you can come back and revive anyone, even if they're insta-dead, which I feel is really weird, but you can do that. It happened to me. I was like, okay, I kept my stuff. It was dead, but they brought me back. Cool. But trios allows a little more flexibility. It also lets you flank AI, which is cool. Like, it's very heavy in the AI department, which we'll talk about. And I don't mean like AI as in, AI images. I'm talking about like AI as in the robots, the PvE aspect, which again, we'll talk more detail on that. It is so challenging solo. It's not even, at times, not fun. I don't think unless you slow play and you're crab walking and you know the map, solo sucks. Trio is where it's at. Trio is fun. You could dick around. You could have a good time. Trio is where Marathon shines, and it sucks. Which is going to be an immediate disappointment for people who like playing solo, especially casuals. This is not a casual game. This cat is not meant for you at all. It's just not. This is a very uncasual game. Now, I don't consider myself a PvP god tier, extraction shooter god tier. Like, I don't consider myself none of the above. But I'm definitely capable. I'm a very capable player. I've played multiplayer games throughout my life. I've played competitive. I've been sweaty. I've moved on since then, trying to, I still have my moments where I sweat, but I don't try to be the best there ever was. That's just, I never tried to be that way. But when you're with a trio, you can kind of pop off. You can do some flanks. You can have some moments. You can have those hero moments, and it feels kind of nice, especially when you outplay, trios. There was a time where I had, a team that I literally beat 3 people after my teammates were dead, and the other team was too busy fighting PvE. Like, it was cool. It had its moments. I'm just gonna click on a different part of the stream. Here we go. This is when we're actually playing with actual trios. But another thing to talk about is let's go ahead and talk about the guns and the ammo and the shields. I don't like that unless you're, again, you as you level up, you'll get more access to. And Arc Raiders is definitely similar, but it feels like Marathon's far more punishing in the fact that you always start with low tier loot unless you're leveling faction stuff and you're getting lucky if you're looting. There are times where you just get basic ass, you're sitting there jamming yourself 20 times to heal. You have barely any fucking shields. It feels really fucking bad. Like, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's really fucking annoying. In fact, I went to triage, which was the medic, just so I didn't have to worry about healing as much. I would just throw the bot at my face and let it heal me and heal my shield. Like, it wasn't as because it was good. It was more to alleviate the annoyance of constantly having to stab myself with a needle. Like I'm a fentanyl addict in New York City. Like, I just kept on stabbing myself. The guns were fine. I mean, the 2 sidearms suck. The Magnum charge up is pretty good. There's, the charge up LMG I did not like. LMG, it's the basic LMG was fine. I played with the pre-burst battle rifle. It was fine. Scout rifles feel amazing in the game. Like, they feel really good. I didn't get to play with the shotgun. I got it at the end of the stream from one of my faction rewards. I only played triage, and I forgot the person that gives you wall hacks, which is still very fucking strong, but I would rather free heals. It's fine. I mean, it's just like High Guard in the regard that they're very much toned down. It's very toned down in the regard that they're not make or break. They're just convenient. Ammo is the big problem. I felt like I was spamming crates whenever I got the upgrade, the equipment to spam crates. It did feel like you were constantly fighting for ammo, and it feels really bad. And then you're also competing with your teammates if you're not doing solo. If you're competing with your teammates, like, it just feels really bad. And there were times where I literally just started knifing the PvE, like the clankers, the USE, whatever the hell they're called. There were times where I just said, fuck it, I'm going to knife them. And I just knifed them to death, and that worked for some reason. Like, knifing was the way to deal with PvE. So, shields, awful in my opinion. MO is a problem. The UI is still awful. The menu's awful. Like, I just visually, it's not, I don't like it. It's not, and the lore, like, I know there's the trailer, like the cutscenes, which are fine. I don't know, and the lore tabs, like, they're doing the same thing like they did Destiny. The whole, like, no one wants to sit there and read fucking lore tabs in an extraction shooter. Like, if this is the big game-breaking design for Bungie, like, our narrative is so kick-ass. No one wants to read fucking books when doing an extraction shooter, so it's awful in that regard. The cutscenes, great. I like the cutscenes. They're always clean. I I was impressed with them with the alpha, but I couldn't talk about it because of NDA. I'm trying to think of what else. Like I said, guns, there's some that really stand out, and the gunplay, like I said, is fine. Let's talk about loot in general. I spent most of my time getting ammo, guns, and health items, or like backpacks. Everything else, I don't know what the fuck it is. There's so much random shit that has no value or is just so fucking pointless. Like, most of the time, unless you see something with a big ass dollar sign, like $1,000, you're just gonna toss it off to the side. Loot is very boring. The only time I ever got excited is when I got like a special weapon with like attachments, like enhanced guns or gear. Outside of that, most of the random shit across the map I felt like I was just siphoning through trash that has no value. And I know that it's like Tarkov, there's some factions that want you to collect shit to upgrade your faction perks and stuff, but it just feels bad. It feels bad. That's all I gotta say. Playing through it, I wasn't impressed in that regard. Trying to think what else when we're talking about first impressions. I play Perimeter, Dire Marsh. I don't know. I forgot how you get access to Outposts. The maps are fine. I mean, some of the, I think, was it Dire Marsh? Yeah, Dire Marsh, like trying to navigate some of the buildings, even on the stream with Peanut, one of the girls that he was playing with, or the only girl he was playing with, the streamer chick, she got lost. And it's just not really good design, in my opinion. Like, there are some moments that are interesting, but nothing about the maps are impressive to me. They feel generic. The maps feel too generic. Outside of how it looks, how it plays is very generic. Like, I think of Tarkov. I can't speak too much to Arc Raiders. I haven't played everything that Arc Raiders has to offer, but I've played plenty of Tarkov. Not good at it. Like, I play casually. I feel like there's very obvious points where everyone will go, and sure, I'm sure that Marathon will have that too, but nothing that really like overly impressed me. I'm gonna cut ahead because we're just looking at how many people are playing. I mean, yeah, like I said, I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about. Do I think this is worth $40? And honestly, no, I don't. Marathon is fine. It's a fine game. It's not worth $40. It doesn't do anything that's innovative. It's just a different coat of paint. It's an attraction shooter with a different coat of paint. And that's being brutally honest in that regard. I gave it 6 hours. I had fun. I had moments where I did stupid shit. Like, it's not like I was out to try to find a reason to hate the game. I literally gave it to an honest God. You know, I played the alpha, and then I played this, and I put a lot of effort to actually try to do as many of the systems as I could, even the faction challenges. And honestly, it didn't really change my opinion. Nothing about this was innovative. In my honest opinion, nothing about Marathon is innovative. It's just another coat, another paint. Now, if you are a deep fan of attraction shooters, and that might be great for you. I've seen the meme, ooh, look, 2 cakes. It might be 2 cakes for you. I bought Arc Raiders. I have fun with Arc Raiders. I'm not a diehard Arc Raider fan. I enjoy Tarkov, but I'm also not a diehard Tarkover. I have no desire to buy Marathon. I have two extraction shooters that cover my bases. I'm good. Do I think this is Concord? No, I don't think it's Concord. I think there's other games out there that weren't as successful that fit a better bill. I think it's funny because it pisses off a lot of people. And so I will make videos that will poke the fuck out of people, or we'll talk about it. I'll never call it Concord myself. But I will literally, I'll do it for the love of the game of pissing people off. Right? I'll do it for the love of the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the UI's off. It's just so much fucking shit going on. Oh, I had to pause to think. They need to upgrade the ammo, like not the capacity, but how many you have when you that you can shoot capacity wise. Like, it's like 20 for most guns. That shit needs to be raised up. It is so annoying that a green, like with an attachment, gets you to like 26 in the mag, and then that feels pretty nice. Like, I'm a spastic reloader, but it's so annoying to be in the middle of a gunfight against PvE, like a bunch of the USCs or whatever the fuck they're called, the bots, the clinkers. And I die because I'm being overwhelmed, because I'm hot swapping, because it takes fucking forever to reload, because I don't get that many bullets. And everything's a fucking bullet sponge. Again, if you're playing with a trio, it's not nearly as bad because you can trade and run away and duck and hide, and your teammates can cover you. Solos is awful. It's so noticeable how bad the ammo count and how everything else is. Like it is so noticeable how bad it is. Okay, I finally realized what I was thinking so hard about. What was the biggest point? This game was advertised. It was advertised as a very sweaty PvP game. And they made the AI so aggressive. They made the PvE, unironically, the main part of the game. Like, I died more solo specifically to PvE than I did PvP. In fact, when playing PvP, like, you have those great moments, but I felt like you would see maybe 1 or 2 teams at any time when playing trios, and you might see 1 dude playing solo. It's so funny that people are like, Marathon is the best. Marathon takeover because all the kiddies want to play PvE. And it felt like that's all you do most of the time that you play Marathon is PvE. Like, I would say 80% of the time you're playing PvE instead of PvP. It's so fucking funny. About 80% is PvE or PvE. Like, whether you like it or not, you're gonna play PvE. And it is hardcore because they put there's random ass spores that will kill you. There are random ass turrets around the map that'll kill you. There's random the little insect bastards. All this shit I couldn't talk about because I was NDA'd, but there's so much shit skewed around the map, PvE wise, that you are more likely to die to PvE than PvP. It is so fucking funny, dude. All the dudes, all the cult of Bungie dudes, the Bungie fanboys, like, Tarkov's dead. Marathon, the new PvP game. That's the best. No, it's the new PvE game now. And who needs to fight a boss when every fucking enemy is like a boss? When everything is a fucking chunky motherfucker. Like, everyone is chunky. It takes so much to kill people. And the later the round goes, the deeper the shields are. Like, you'll start fighting dudes that are purple shielded, and they take so much ammo to kill. Like, just the shields themselves, dude. It's crazy. Like, it's something. But I found it really funny that the big selling point that and the narrative, the narrative I think is a joke. And I knew it was a joke from the get-go. Like, when you say anything about extraction shooter in a narrative, like, no one gives a fuck. But when they said PvP and I played, I was like, this is more PvE than I've played. It's funny. So apparently Bungie has put out there that they're listening and they're taking feedback. I don't know how much they can change. Like, my personal feedback about, like, shields and the ammo, the UI design being awful, the menus being really bad, the loot just feeling pointless and just generally awful, and also the the fact that PvE is pro dominant in this game. Like, I feel, and the bad thing is you can't remove or reduce the PvE aspect, because when you do, you realize that the map is not necessarily that big, but you actually see that you don't run into actual players that often, unless you exfil camp, which might be the way to guarantee is just to sit there and camp exfils to see if you can actually fight someone. But I gave this shit a fair shot. I think this is like a 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's fine. It gives me the same vibe when I played High Guard. It's fine. And it's funny, I said the same thing. If this was a blind test and I played this and you didn't tell me who played it, I would have never or whoever made it. Outside of the gunplay, I would have never known that this was Bungie. This does not feel like a Bungie game at all. It just doesn't. Because it feels like a just fine game. It doesn't feel as exciting as Destiny used to. It definitely doesn't feel anywhere absolutely close to Halo in its glory days. Not at all. Can you have fun with it? Absolutely. I was smiling, I was laughing, I was trying to have a good time, and I often do. Against popular belief, I actually go into things, especially Destiny expansions, I try to have fun. But if it's dog shit, you will see it on my face. I don't think Marathon is complete dog shit. If you do believe that, you as a consumer have a right to that. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. You have a right to think this is Concord 2 or whatever you want to name it. That is your right, and I agree with you. That's your point. My personal opinion and point is that it's a 6 out of 10. It's a fine game. It's not the worst thing I've ever played. Would I spend $40 on it? Absolutely not. If it was free to play with heavy monetization, I would dabble with it once in a blue moon, just for haha funny content moments. Because there's potential for screwing around, but I would just rather go play Tarkov or Arc Raiders than to spend another $40 on an extraction shooter, because I wouldn't even want to play casually with this game, but I also wouldn't want to hardcore invest all my time playing this either. If I want Bungie game gunplay, I'll go play Destiny. Most likely at this point, Destiny 1, right, for PvP. Destiny 2 PvP, whatever, right? Or I'll go back and play Halo. Well, one of the things, right, at this point. I think I was very fair, and I'm going to try to do like a funny montage and some highlights of the 6-hour stream. That's a lot to go through, but I recorded it. I'll go through and see what I can do. Yeah, I mean, this is a 30-minute, just kind of get my general thoughts. I don't think, and here's my personal opinion, I think this will be a failure. Not because of the players. Hold that thought. If this right here is any indication, and this drops and it doesn't go up over the weekend, I'm going to be generous and say that even with console and Xbox, it being a free demo, I can see this reaching up to 500K, right? Or it did reach up to 500K. I don't know. We'll never know, unless Bungie's willing enough to be honest and give us numbers. But this is free. This is not even including actually paying and buying it. Before I started playing, I saw mixed reviews. It seemed like it was very 50-50 among content creators, streamers, should I say, and on general, the vibe on Twitter, 50-50. It's very divided. I think if you played the alpha or you loved Marathon based on the alpha, nothing changed for you. If you did not like the alpha, either you were slightly convinced enough to buy it, or that you realize that this is still the same thing and you are still not changed. You're like me, you're not changed. It's not impressive enough. It's not innovative enough for you to spend $40 on another game. Personally, that is just me being very, very fair, because my mindset is not even thinking on the fact that this is Bungie who fucked over their community for Destiny. This is me being very fair and removing that mindset and removing that whole process and looking at it for the value to which the game itself provides. If we're going to talk about Bungie as a company and the trust of it, I would never touch this game with a 9-foot fucking pole. So I want you to know, no matter how much you hate me, no matter how much you want to try to discredit me, I have been so fair. Go back and when I'll release a video of like I said, the highlights, maybe the full stream and the more higher quality, go back and you'll see that I actually gave it a full attempt, trying to be fair with it, everything. I would say I'm probably, as someone who's very critical of Bungie, I'm probably one of the most fair in the review of this. Especially people who quit after a couple games. I played 6 hours, and I was actually laughing and having moments of fun. So I don't want to hear excuses that, oh, you just hate it 'cause it's Marathon, or you just hate Bungie. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All my criticisms are very fair. They're not just haha on Concord or haha bad. I think I was pretty reasonable in my explanation and my thoughts. And like I said, I'll try to do like a actual brutally honest impressions. This is just my first impressions that are just on the spot, without a script, without dissecting everything. These are just in the moment, the biggest things that come to my mind. The game is fine. I do not see this as anywhere as game of the year, 10 out of 10. It's absolutely not. But I don't think it's the worst game that ever existed either. As much as people would want me to say that, I don't know why people think that I am unfair. I'm always said I'm fair. I always give things a fair shake. The only time I may not seem fair is when I'm intentionally trying to piss off unreasonable people. Then I will always be unreasonable to them. I think if you like Marathon, go for it. I think if you are desperately trying to convince people they're wrong about their opinion on Marathon, like you say, oh, you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Gaming, you're not confident. I'm confident in my decision and my choices after playing 6 hours and giving it a good run. I'm confident in what I'm saying and how I feel about the game. If you feel uneasy about what I have said, you are not confident in your decision to like the game. We can disagree. No one's saying you can't disagree with me, but if you're having an emotional reaction, you're getting triggered by what I'm saying, that's where it becomes you're not confident in your decision. Okay? That's all I got for you. There might be some other things I'm missing, but I think I got the key highlights. Anything else, I'll try to put into the actual brutally honest impressions. Again, I reserve brutally honest reviews for games that I truly buy and dissect as much as possible. I do not plan on buying Marathon. I do not plan on spending hundreds of hours like I would Destiny stuff. I'm not going to. I have no desire to. Again, I did have some good moments, but it's not a game that I'm like, you will see me again, because you probably won't. Unless I decide to hop on before the end of this this demo. I have no desire to give $40 for multiple reasons, but we're talking about specifically the experience that I have had with Marathon itself. I'm not convinced. And it seems like that's how it's being received amongst the wider gaming audience. But to my final statement, what I was saying earlier, is that the numbers and everything doesn't matter. It's based on what Sony thinks is a success. We know that Sony has high expectations, like top 3 NPR, or they may have reduced it because they said they changed their strategy. Activision, when for Destiny 2 Forsaken came out, Activision said they thought Forsaken was a failure because they didn't make the money they wanted. We know that Sony is just as greedy as fucking Bungie. I mean, they shut down a whole studio because of Sony's greed and their failures. We have no idea what mark Sony has for Bungie. I don't know, man. Again, when I look at Marathon, I feel no desire to invest in its future. I don't want to give it money. There's nothing about it that's like, yeah, I want to buy a bunch of cosmetics. I just don't feel it. It's a fine game that if it was a free to play, you might see me hop on once in a blue moon. I think a perfect example is Epic Games had Dauntless, which was like a free to play version of Monster World. It was fine. It had its moments of fun. I played very casually. I don't know if I don't play anymore. I think it shut down. But it was a free to play. I played it casually and then I just stopped playing it. And I feel like Marathon would be essentially the same thing for me. So anyways, I know this video kind of rambled on. That's what happens when it's not a true blue, like a review. Yeah. That's it. If you played it, let me know what was your experience. What were some of your pros? What were your cons? And if you were on the fence or against it, did it change your opinion by playing it? Again, mine was like 6-hour gameplay. I think that's a pretty fair shake to get a reasonable feel for the game. We'll see. We'll see how people try to spin this and say that I'm unreasonable or unfair or just a Bungie hater. Like I'm sure there's going to be those specific people out there that are going to try to do some stupid bullshit. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next one.